There's more than just basic revocable trust. There's also what's called a castle trust.
Welcome to Barry's Bites. Please join our host, attorney and financial advisor Chris Barry.
Most people are just familiar with that basic revocable trust that avoids probate and controls the distribution upon death. Both of those things are very important, but there's more than just basic revocable trust. There's also what's called a castle trust. And the way a castle trust works is that it avoids probate, which is important, controls the distribution upon death, but now builds in asset protection, meaning any assets that we move into the trust immediately are protected from creditors and lawsuits. But then also, and this is why a lot of our clients like these, also what the castle trust does that the revocable living trust does not, is that it protects against the devastating cost of long-term care. Now you might be asking, well, how does it protect against long-term care? Well, by us moving assets into the trust, which you can manage, and then making it 5 years before we need a nursing home, then 100% of what we moved into that castle trust is protected from that nursing home or Medicaid spend down. Now, we haven't talked about Medicaid yet, but Medicaid is a governmental program that will help pay for nursing home care. But to qualify for Medicaid, a single individual can only have $2,000 worth of assets. A married couple, they're going to make you cut your assets in half, but at most you can have $120,000 of countable assets. And countable assets are everything other than a home, small cash value of life insurance, personal belongings, prepaid funeral. Everything else is a countable asset. So by us moving assets into the castle trust and then making it 5 years before we need a nursing home, 100% of what we put into that castle trust is protected from that nursing home or Medicaid spend out. Now, what does that mean? That means that if we were to have a stroke and need nursing home care, then we can have governmental benefits pay that base level of care, and then a pot of resources available to pay for additional services to improve our quality of life. Or if we're a married couple and one spouse needs long-term care, that healthy spouse isn't completely impoverished having to pay for that care. Very powerful stuff, especially when you take into account that 1 out of every 2 individuals will need nursing home care. 3 out of 4 will need some form of long-term care. The average stay in a nursing home is 2.5 years, and the average cost of a nursing home is $8,000 to $12,000 or $13,000, $14,000 a month. So the question is, how are you going to go about paying for that? And that's why a lot of people look to Medicaid as a way to help pay for that. But to qualify for Medicaid, you need to qualify. And that's where the castle trust comes into play, which is very different than that basic revocable trust. And this is something that certified elder law attorneys really focus on, because estate planning attorneys are just focused on what happens if you die. Certified elder law attorneys are focused on not just what happens if you die, but also what happens if you continue to live and face all the issues that go along with living.